So this week on the Modified World, I continue to help you not look stupid, so stay tuned. So welcome to the Modified World, the weekly web show about body modification, the people who do it, the people who get it, and why it matters. I am your host, senior piercer with the world-renowned Angio Piercing and the purveyor of the internet wackiness that you all tune into every week. And this week, I'm going to teach you a little bit more about shop etiquette. So, first and most important, negotiations. Of course, negotiating, haggling for price, totally okay. But understand this, we already know that there is somebody who will do it cheaper, and we don't care. There's a lot of things that factor into the price of a particular procedure. The artist's skill level, level of the artist's demand. In the case of piercing, jewelry counts in for a lot, and location of the studio. All these things factor into the price. Of course, we know there's somebody out there that will do it cheaper. Negotiate, sure. And when I say negotiate, when you say, I have this much money, what can I get for it? I'll tell you, we're more than happy to stick within your budget. But don't try to get something, don't try to get a $300 tattoo for $200. If you have $200 to spend, ask for a $200 tattoo or $200 worth of work on this $300 piece, then come back and get the last. It's not a big deal. We don't mind doing that. But a sure way to anger a tattoo artist or piercer is by telling them that, well, my buddy has a kit. Well, no shit. We know that. Hell, everybody's got a fucking kit. You can get them on eBay for $100. Does it make you a professional? No. Does it make you know what you're doing? No, of course not. Say you've got some guy in a low-rent district in the outlying areas. Okay, if they've got lower overhead, then of course they might be able to charge lower prices. If the guy's not booked up for a month, of course he can charge a lower price. You're not going to get a lower price from somebody who doesn't need to do it. We have a vested interest in making sure the prices on things are not so high that people don't buy, but also not so low that we devalue our work. So therefore it behooves us to price things very accordingly. And it's a bit insulting to try to haggle too much, too aggressively, or using just the wrong tactic. The right tactic is, I have this much money. What can I get for that? Or is there a way that we can break this down into session work or something like that to where I can make it more affordable? There's usually something that can be done. But don't expect to demand to get what exactly you want for exactly the price you want by exactly the person you want to do it. Another thing is touching your piercings. There's very few ways of making a professional piercer angrier than to come in and I need a new nose ring whilst touching your piercing. There's multiple reasons for that. Most of it's your safety and hygiene. Part of it's our safety and hygiene. But also part of it too is, well, imagine you worked in a store that sold headphones. And that's all they sold was headphones. Now people come in and they have the same headphones that they've been wearing for a year or two. And they're like, oh, but they're mine, it's okay, it's totally, no, that's disgusting. If you have something that's been in your nose or your ear or something for a year, dude, I don't want to see you touching it. And I certainly don't want to see you touching anything else in the place that I have to work. It's just gross. So please, do us a huge favor and just don't touch your piercings. I mean, really.
Don't touch it!
Matter of fact, my #1 selling t-shirt design actually just merely says, stop touching it, in big black letters across the front.
Not today.
Another point of contention in a professional studio is, well, not reading the signs. We spend lots of time and money providing websites and signage to help you negotiate and navigate the travails and traverses of going through the shop, because every one of them is a little different. You can save yourself a lot of embarrassment by merely reading the signs or looking at their website. It makes it easy. That works for all businesses, actually. Taking photos without permission is a sure way to get your ass kicked. Don't do it. The two most commonly misused terms in tattooing and body piercing, well, with tattooing, it's touched up. So many people think that you can just take a trailer house and touch it up into a mansion. It does not work like that. To avoid any confusion, merely walk in and ask your artist, hey, what can we do for this? They'll ask, what would you like to do with it? And you say, well, I'd like the colors to be brighter, or to be crisper, or maybe completely different altogether. And they can advise you on that. With piercing, it has to be infected. Anytime anybody has anything where it's uncomfortable, red, swollen, shiny, anything like that, it's automatically infected. Save all those questions. Just, if you're experiencing problems with your piercing, do not self-diagnose. Go down and see your respected local professional piercer, if you have one, and ask, what's going on with my piercing? If it's infected, they'll tell you. Pro tip. On a final note, tipping. Is it appropriate to tip? Well, think about this. We are service industry people. If you appreciate the service you got, then tipping is absolutely appropriate. 10 to 20% is always nice, but any token sum is better than nothing, because you certainly wouldn't want to be the guy who doesn't tip your waiter. And that goes for if you just need to have service done too. Sure, a lot of places don't charge to change jewelry.
No, I know, it's just
or to stretch your ears. But if you do come in and you receive service and we take time and put on gloves and we'll do all our little thing and stuff like that, and you don't tip, to us it feels like going to a restaurant, having the waitress bring you a glass of water and you don't even tip them. That's just kind of rude. That was my show this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, moderately entertained, and possibly going to get along a little bit better in your local professional body art studio. I give out swag sometimes to the engaged subscribership. So leave me a comment in the section down below. Lets me know that you're paying attention and that you care. And throw me a subscription, because of course I ain't giving shit to somebody who ain't subscribed. Hit me up on your Tumblr, your Facebook, Twitter. I love hearing from you guys. And be sure to stop back by next week for another episode of The Modified World.